right, Mario. And by the way, love a little piece of spaghetti on your overalls. Luigi.
Anyways, a month or so ago I put out a video about mishearings in video games, which covered a lot of humorous sound bites that I couldn't simply understand as a child. This concept seemed to resonate with a bunch of people, and there are plenty more mishearings from games that didn't make it into the first video, so here we are with a second. Keep in mind that TV sound quality, background noises, and music often aided in these mishearings, and that sometimes when the sound is isolated, it may be a bit easier to hear. So for this, wearing headphones may weaken the experience. With that said though, let's dive right in. Starting off, let's take a trip back to the Mushroom Kingdom again. For anyone who has played New Super Mario Bros. For Nintendo DS, when Mario finishes a level, he utters something completely incoherent.
So nice!
Fish sticks tonight. Dentist, alright. Legs look so nice. Thank you, alright? Obviously, the audio from finishing the level makes it difficult to hear what he is saying, and this has plagued people for many years. Moving along, we have our wilting flower friends of Peanut Park in Super Mario Sunshine. And well, this is awkward. Oh, I love a lick. Or was that a D? These very forward flowers aren't the only ones with some pretty funny audio. If we go back to the beginning of the game, Flood says something pretty interesting.
Use the R button to shoot water from my tank, my tank.
One muffled word makes all the difference. That's a pretty weird place to spray water from, Flood. If we shine the spotlight over to Mario's brother, we get another taste of some pretty amazing audio.
Luigi's the winner!
I'm not entirely sure that's something Luigi should be celebrating. Taking a step away from Mario, there's this thing. I mean, top-notch voice acting aside.
Cyril, please, don't fight with my brother. If you do, I'm afraid that one of you may end up...
Is he drama-free? What? Circling back to a topic from the first video, there's plenty of audio I didn't touch on from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Honestly, back in the day, I think I could only make out one or two attack names. How about you?
Aura Crusher, Ground Claw, Chest Buster, Jamboree, Rod Bomber.
That last one is actually what we call a Soramimi, which is essentially interpreting spoken word in one language as another, often producing some funny phrases. The most iconic of these are found in Street Fighter. Sure you can! As children, our minds just simply filled in the blanks with whatever was close in the English language. The world of Sonic had some pretty iconic mishearings as well. Anyone who has played Sonic Heroes probably heard this as soon as they swapped to Knuckles. Now, to my understanding, he's supposed to be saying shift, although it totally sounds like something else. In Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I've always been stumped by what Eggman is saying. Hooray! Hooray? I really don't know. Circling back around to the topic of plants, Banjo-Kazooie had a pretty awesome one in Mad Monster Mansion. If you head to the graveyard, you'll find some pots besides some tombstones.
Thank you.
Was that thank you? Or was that pot angry that you just laid an egg in him? I really have no idea.
Uh-oh!
When Banjo falls from really high, I always thought he was saying jumbo. For some reason, the word jumbo to me meant taking a big jump. But honestly, I think I was leeching off the phrase Geronimo. I believe Banjo is supposed to be saying, uh-oh. Our next mishearings take us over to the land of Hyrule. For a character who doesn't talk, Link sure has a lot to say. When Link falls, people tend to hear a lot of funny things. When he jump attacks, some people even hear him saying, "Shut up." In Wind Waker, Link's audio can sometimes line up humorously. I'm pretty sure he just called that pot a hoe. Yeah. Besides his own titles, Link in Melee sounds like he's craving pancakes when he's doing his spin attack. Some people hear syrup, or even him swearing. On the topic of food, once in a while when Roy's audio lines up, it can sound like he's saying potato, which is pretty amazing. Smash Bros. Houses quite a lot of mishearings, so let's tackle a few, shall we? Starting off, Ness is the king. 60% of the time, every time, I have no idea what he is saying.
PK Frost! PK Fire! PK Thunder!
Pizza crust, PK cross, peanut butter, PK feather. Now, if you play the Earthbound series, you would probably be able to identify the names of these. However, if you went into the original Smash Bros. Or Melee without that knowledge, then your guess would have been as good as mine. Captain Falcon is another favorite for mishearings. Back in the day, many TVs made the Falcon part of his attacks sound like the F-bomb.
Falcon kick! Falcon punch!
In the Nintendo 64 version, I always thought he was saying welcome punch as well, as someone pointed out in the comments of the last video. There's also his taunt too.
Show me your moves.
Where many people just straight up thought Captain Falcon was asking someone to flash him their boobs. Or a moose. Some people heard moose, and that's fantastic as well. As for a few others, when Kirby had Captain Falcon's ability, he pretty much abandoned the English language. Like, I have no idea what that even was. However, it does sound like he's telling someone that they have AIDS when he does his up B. Falco has a pretty famous mishearing for anyone who has been on the internet in the past decade.
Hands off my prey.
As a feeder of birds, I can understand how dire another bird stealing your bread can be. The announcer in Melee also tripped me up a bit too.
Fox! Fox! Fox!
Don't know if dropping the F-bomb or if declaring a name. Also, Samus's name always made my head spin as a child.
Samus! Samus!
Last, but surely not least in the Smash scene, is Mario's up smash. Is he saying knee hump? Leave my knees alone. Mishearings in video games will always give me a chuckle. Oftentimes, even when I hear the correct phrase, my mind will forever default to what I heard before. While it's silly, perhaps that's just the nature of the beast. But now that I've taken you down this audio journey, I'd love to hear about your own mishearings. Lots of people shared their thoughts on the previous video, and a lot of those mishearings actually made it into this one. Thanks for sharing all your thoughts. I had a blast reading them all. For those of you who haven't shared yet, do you have any mishearings that you remember as a kid? Or perhaps your parents thought they heard something in a game that wasn't true? And last, why are these Yoshis singing about butts? Let me know in the comments below. I want to give a huge shout out to Neonmob for supporting me on my YouTube journey and sponsoring this video. They have been a fan of my channel for a while now, and I was humbled that they wanted to endorse me so I could continue my career in making videos for all of you. Neonmob is a digital trading card community where you can collect and trade cards with your friends that feature some pretty neat artwork. It's honestly a really cool concept, as it highlights a lot of amazing artwork from various artists in the community. They just launched an iOS mobile app too, which means if you have an iPhone, you can take these same cards with you on the road wherever you want. Collect awesome art, trade with your friends, and open lots of free packs daily to continuously grow your collection. They also gave me this really spiffy link to share with all of you, which essentially gives you more free cards when you sign up. So if free cards and awesome artwork tickle your fancy, definitely check them out. You can find more information in the description below. And with that, thanks for tuning in to our journey into some guttural sounds. If you'd like to join us on our YouTube voyage and try to piece together these vocal puzzles, then the subscribe button is just what you're looking for. Thanks for watching, guys and gals, and until our next video, cheers. You've made it to the end of the video, but wait, your quest isn't over yet. If you haven't watched my previous video about video game mishearings, you should definitely do so. Or if your ears are bleeding, you should check out my recent trip to PAX East and see all the awesome indie games I got to play there. They were a lot of fun, and there are a lot of them I haven't heard of before, so I definitely encourage you to check them out. Plus, there's bacon, and me doing a lot of push-ups, so there's that. There's a slew of other videos on my channel too, so regardless, I hope you enjoy.